Today, we are ranking top 80s comedy movies.
Zip your lips, slouch your butts to the seat, listen hard! That's a lot better.
Charlie Sheen, Ricky the Wild Thing Vaughn.
Would you say I have a plethora?
Oh, yes. You have a plethora.
We have clearance, Clarence.
Roger, Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
He got a good point. Cassius Clay was a bad mother.
One time, French Naps comes out here. You know what Frank told me? He said, hey, Joe Louis 137 years old. 137 years old.
Welcome back to the Twerk Ethic
Talking about
Show. Beautiful. Beautiful. This is another one of our episodes in the 80s series, which we've had a lot of fun.
staying in the 80s, which I love.
We started with what, 80s sitcoms?
Yeah.
We did 80s action movies. And there was one other one. Oh, 80s hair metal.
Yeah.
Today we're doing 80s comedy.
Yep.
And I'll go ahead and let you know the next week we're doing 80s teen movies.
Ooh, can't wait.
And it's been good. I love the 80s. I love the 80s.
Boom. Every time I hear that.
Was that a VH1 show?
There's a little jingle. Yeah. I love the 80s.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure. Are we? Oh my gosh.
Today's Rushmore is...
What is it?
80s comedy movies.
That was George McFly.
Oh, okay. I was thinking
Hilarious.
physical comedy of Jim Carrey.
Oh, Jim Carrey, yeah. Well, yeah, I was moving the lips. That's true.
Cooley.
Yeah.
Number didn't mean to scare you. Cooley.
Huh?
Number 4. Top 80s comedy.
Well, number 4, 80s comedy movie. Police Academy.
Dude, Police Academy is so good.
I grew up watching those. I think there's like 8 of them or something like that.
Yeah.
Something crazy. But I stopped after part 4. So
Yeah.
I was like, I'm done.
I don't think I've seen past then either.
Yeah. But those Police Academy movies that I've seen, so funny. And I was probably a little too young to watch them, but back then the rating system was just different. It was just PG, and then you went straight to R,
Yeah.
and that was it. So this was PG,
Yeah.
but oh Mahoney, the Captain Lassard. That's who it was.
Yeah.
And Steve Guttenberg and that Tackleberry just ready to use his gun at all times, just like, sir, yes, sir. Very military driven. Dude, he was funny.
Who was the first guy you said? Lassard?
Captain Lassard, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He was the main,
George Gaines.
yeah, he was the main guy, or he was the head guy.
Wow, David Spade's in that movie.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Steve Guttenberg, Bubba Smith,
Yeah.
Hightower.
Michael Winslow.
Yeah, the dude that did all the sound effects. That was pretty epic, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a man of 1,000 sounds, or whatever you want to call it.
Oh, no, sir. No, not you.
That's terrific.
It's funny, when we did 90s TV catchphrases and we talked about Family Matters, Sarah Carter and I went back and watched Family Matters.
Oh, okay.
And Carl Winslow comes in with the Police Academy sweatshirt on. And I was like, oh, he must love the... Never mind. I was thinking the movie.
Right.
But it was because he was a police officer.
Which he probably got at the academy.
Exactly. Super authentic, but I was thinking he must love the movie.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Who knows? Back then, it probably was from the movie.
80s comedy too, wouldn't you agree? Kind of had a different what I'm not even sure the word, maybe delivery. Like, I'm looking at all my movies and they were kind of clever.
Yeah.
And their own kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, with the delivery back then, you had to have the setup.
Yeah.
And usually the setup took over time.
Yeah.
And then you had the punchline or whatever. So now it's like, if you want to give a punchline here and there, boom, it's acceptable, you know. But it's like it's just faster paced now.
Yeah.
So, but back then, it was it's very, you know, Norm Macdonald tried to keep that alive.
Yeah.
he was the best at
Yeah.
it, dude. He's so funny.
I'm thinking of several movies that were like, you know, just a little bit more clever and what I call literal humor, like The Naked Gun and stuff like that. And, like where it's almost like a dad joke, like
big time.
I have some examples later.
Yeah. I got you.
Awesome, dude.
All right.
I like that one.
Yeah, me too. I just grew up with that movie and I thought that movie was so hilarious.
It is.
So,
but it's definitely in my honorables.
And the lady that always talk like, but I was just told to come here. And by the end of the movie, she's screaming,
I know.
"Move it, please, dirtbag!"
Please sit down, please. Zip your lips out your butts to the seat. Listen hard. That's a lot better.
It's like,
That's wonderful.
it was 0 to 100, bro. It was
Wonderful.
hilarious.
Okay. I'm going to do my number 4.
JT's number 4.
My number 4
What you got?
is an extremely 80s style movie.
Okay. I
And
would hope
that
so.
is called, appropriate, right?
Yeah.
That movie's called Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, yeah.
So good to me.
That's a good one.
It's so, yeah, exactly.
Come on, Gilbert, let's go to college.
I actually,
I can't even do that laugh. Wow.
I wrote this
That
down
hurt.
because I just think he had the most nerdy name. Louis Skolnick.
I forgot about it. Yeah. I remember Lewis. I forgot his last name.
Robert Carradine is the actor. But actually, you know, my favorite character in that entire movie was Booger. Like,
Absolutely.
he was the best.
Yeah. It was amazing.
One of my favorite parts was the burping contest
Yeah.
with him and what's his name? Ogre?
Oh, yeah. The giant dude with the beard.
He's like the giant frat football guy.
Yeah.
And he's really like an ogre.
Yeah.
He gets up there after drinking beer out of the championship cup or whatever. Yeah. And he gets up there and he's just like, then you're like, okay, fine. But Booger gets up there and just lets out the most epic burp ever.
Right.
And the reason I bring this up is because this is a fun fact. The belching sound is actually a recording of a camel blended with a human belch.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. The talent show. Do you remember the talent show in that movie?
Oh, yeah.
So epic. Dude.
Yep.
It's so epic. And then
So 80s.
the guy, Lamar, clap your hands, everybody. Everybody, clap your hands. Dude, let's play a little bit.
Yeah.
God, so 80s.
Yeah, it is. Lewis.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's amazing. I think here comes the part I was talking about.
Is that a booger?
Yeah.
The kick. Yes.
Clap your hands, everybody.
Oh.
And everybody clap your hands.
Michael Jackson jacket.
Oh, make a move. And we come here on stage tonight.
Oh
to
my
do our
gosh.
show for you.
So 80s, bro.
I love that movie, man.
Yeah,
It just puts
that's a
me
good one.
in a silly mood. John Goodman was in that as the football coach.
Oh, that's right.
And I would say that basically this movie pushed nerd culture into the mainstream.
Mm-hmm. Made
You know what I
nerds
mean?
cool.
Nerds were cool. So that's my number 4.
Nice. Dude, I love that.
Number 3, Cooley. What you got?
Uno, tres. I totally did it on accident, by the way, because number 3 is Three Amigos.
Nice.
Did not mean to do that. but
Oh, that is such a fun
there we
movie.
go. Yeah.
Such what's their thing?
Who are you?
The Three Amigos.
The cough at the end.
So that's dude, what God.
Steve Martin, Martin Short,
And
Chevy Chase. Oh
Good.
my
I mean, come on.
gosh. 80s personified right there, bro.
Those are legendary comedians.
Yeah. It probably should be my number 1, at least number 2, but it's number 3 for certain reasons.
The reason it's not on my Rushmore at all
Yeah.
is because I didn't grow up with it.
I got you.
I saw it later in life.
Yeah.
Thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Is in my honorable, but the reason
Gotcha.
it's not in my
Plus, you were a baby in the 80s anyway.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, but that movie,
yeah. The singing tree, and he accidentally shoots the singing tree. Or no, he shoots the invisible horseman.
yeah.
That's what it is. And singing tree just keeps singing the same song over and over again. And the plethora line.
I have put many beautiful piñatas in the storeroom, each of them filled with little surprises.
Would you say I have a plethora of piñatas?
A what?
A plethora.
Oh, yes. You have a plethora.
Jefe, what is a plethora?
Why, guapo?
Well, you told me I have a plethora. And I just would like to know if you know what a plethora is.
I know that I, Jefe, do not have your superior intellect and education. But could it be that once again, you are angry at something else?
Dude, Randy Newman is the singing bush.
Oh, no way. Wow.
Okay, let's look.
I didn't know that.
Let's see. Randy Newman singing bush.
Be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes.
I can hear it now.
Yeah.
Round the mountain, she'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be riding 6 white horses when she comes. She'll be riding 6 white horses when she
Oh, this
comes.
is slowed down too. That's why.
She'll be riding 6 white horses when she comes. Excuse me.
Oh, yeah.
Are you the singing?
Are you the singing bird?
Oh, that is weird that it's maybe they did that to make it get it on.
That's hilarious. Goes up to the singing bush and says, "Are you the singing bush?"
Excuse me, are you the singing bush?
Oh man.
So it's a spaghetti western meets Three Stooges, basically.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Amazing movie.
I think it's a mail plane. How can you tell? Well, didn't you notice its little balls?
What is that?
It's a plane.
What's it doing here?
I think it's a mail plane.
How can you tell? Well, didn't you notice its little balls?
Little balls thing.
It's a mail plane at the balls. Steve Martin's like, aha! And never gets it.
Yeah.
He tries to laugh and he's like, then he just stops himself. He's like, Just gives up.
Jonathan Neese used to love this movie.
God,
He used to
so
watch
good.
it all the time.
Yeah.
But again, I didn't really grow up on it.
Yeah.
But when I saw it, I was like, holy crap, this is funny.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I love the song in there
Yeah.
when they're just out in the middle of the desert. Arrows on a moon, keep shining. And that whole song, dude, oh my gosh, it's so good. And then Steve Martin sings, and then Martin Short, who's the kid of the group, basically, just comes in and just got a smooth voice. He's like, blue shadows on the trail. On the trail. And then Steve Martin's like, he's all jealous. It's hilarious, bro. But like, I mean, Martin Short's like a great singer anyway.
Oh, yeah.
He's very theatrical.
Yeah.
And but when he came in, I was like, whoa, this is actually really, really good. But anyway,
That's a great one.
great movie, yeah. And they're in Mexico, you know, and they're eating, they're like feeding them and stuff. He's like, and then Chevy Chase is having difficulty with his taco and all the meat's falling out. And he's like, do you have anything else besides Mexican food?
All right. Number 3 for me.
Number 3, JT's number
three
3.
for me, we've already talked about because we did a whole episode regarding this category.
Okay.
But that movie is a movie called Major League.
Oh, nice.
Charlie Sheen, Ricky the Wild Thing Vaughn. Wild Thing. You make your heart sing. So Spencer Strider from the Braves was obsessed with that movie.
Yeah.
And so that's why he wears number 99 after Ricky Vaughn.
Nice.
It's like, I didn't need to like you more,
Yeah.
but I do.
He's like the real life
He's the real life
Ricky
Yeah.
Vaughn.
And I also
sure.
found that this movie is actually what started the trend of closers doing a song. Like
Oh,
when they
okay.
walk, when they run out on the field. and they
Yeah,
have a song.
yeah.
This movie was that started it all.
I can name a couple off the top of my head. One I've seen live.
Well, you had Enter Sandman with Mariano Rivera.
Yep. Classic.
Classic.
So good.
Who are you thinking?
I'm thinking of John Smoltz when he became
A closer?
A closer.
A reliever? Yeah.
theme for Darth Vader.
No way.
Mhm.
That's cool.
Sick.
Didn't John Rocker have one? I swear
maybe.
Because that dude was nut.
You couldn't hear it in New York because they just kept booing him.
Yeah, I know. John Rocker walkout song. The 80s. Yeah, it was I Want to Rock.
Oh, really?
I
Okay.
want to rock. And he was Sprint. So this is one of the best baseball movies ever. Like it
Major
is
League? Oh, yeah.
one of the best. It's got a fantastic soundtrack with Randy Newman,
Mm-hmm.
which we've already mentioned. In this
Oh, wait,
movie.
what was Craig Kimbrell's? His was
his? Was Guns N' Roses?
yeah.
Welcome to the Jungle.
Welcome to the Jungle.
Yeah.
That's right.
That
That was cool.
Randy Newman does the soundtrack for Major League, and it is, oh my gosh, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's very unique.
Elsinore, Barnes, Wayne, Cleveland, city of light, city of magic.
Bob Uecker, just a bit outside.
He's probably my favorite part of that movie.
I think so.
He's so
And
good.
as you can imagine, he
drunk in the
he improvised
booth.
every part he had.
Oh, I bet. That's probably why it was so good.
There's so many notes. That's why I'm going through them fast.
Yeah.
That the best coach,
Yep.
Lou Brown. He's like when Willie Mays Hayes comes up.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, Willie Mays Hayes. He's like, yep. Run like Mays, hit like Hayes. He goes, well, son, you may run like Mays, but you hit like
Yes.
And here's the best fact of them all. In fact,
It's a fun fact. Talking about really fun fact. A fun fact, yes it is.
Oh, here it comes.
If it ain't fun,
Ladies and gentlemen,
it's not
Solo by JT.
Christ.
Yeah.
So this is a fun fact.
Yep.
Dennis Haysbert. You know this guy?
Yeah.
Allstate guy.
Yep.
That's Allstate, Stan.
Uh-huh.
And 24 president.
Boom.
What's his name? What's the president's name?
President Obama.
Gosh, what's his name?
I can't remember.
Oh, David Palmer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I did not know he was Pedro.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The guy that does like the voodoo.
Had the voodoo,
whatever.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Here's the fun fact though.
Huh.
At the end of the movie, when Pedro hits a home run,
Yeah.
like at the finale of the movie,
Right.
actually hit the home run.
Did he really?
It's a real home run.
Oh wow.
Jackson wants a new sign. Now he's got what he likes. Here's the pitch to Serrano. He swings and drives from the deep left. Way back. Way back. This ball is gone. Yeah.
And that
Okay.
makes me okay. Dennis Haysbert, you're amazing.
Yeah.
You hit a real home run for that movie.
It looked like he jacked that mug.
He did.
So yeah, now we have proof. He actually did.
Just amazing.
Wow.
All right.
You're a baseball. Well, you played baseball in school.
Big time. Yeah.
How hard is it to hit a home run?
It's first and foremost, it's just very hard to hit a baseball.
Yeah.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
To hit a home run,
Because that's a few select people. Like not everybody in baseball can hit a home run.
Yeah.
At least not all the time, anyway.
and a lot of times you're a home run hitter and that's it.
Yeah.
You don't really do much else.
Yep.
It's very hard.
Like Rafael Belliard, he hit 2 home runs in his career,
That's insane.
and he played a lot.
Yeah.
He was starting. Is he second base?
Sometimes he was short.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I think he was short all the time.
Was he short? Okay.
Yeah.
That's just rude, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very hard to hit a home run. It's just very difficult.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. So,
Yep. That's what I figured.
So that's it. That's my number 3. Number 2, Cooley. Take it away.
Number 2 is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
When one is doing dangerous work, one must pay careful attention to the safety of one's body. Know what I mean?
Ernest Goes to Camp.
Ernest Goes to Camp. Dude, we haven't repeated. That's great. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good.
That's a great movie.
Yeah. That was definitely a childhood favorite of mine. And it was like my parents just kept me kind of away from like the cussing in the movies or whatever, you know. And so that didn't, I remember that having one cuss word and that was it.
Yeah.
And but anyway, I thought Ernest, Jim Varney, who played Ernest, funny guy, and just he was very dad humor from the very beginning, and but he was hilarious and just did physical comedy, which was hilarious.
That is a real beauty. Let your buddy Ernest show you how to put a razor edge on that dog. How about it? First, you wet the stone. That's the hard part. Then you hold the knife at a perfect 45-degree angle and run it briskly down the stone and through the midst of the hand. There you go. Razor sharp. Is that a rabbit over there? Oh.
And just being in a camp scene too, because I grew up in going to camps every summer. So I was just like, wow, this hits home big time. So, and plus like you could find Ernest Goes to Camp on Hulu, but you have to pay extra for the service to get that.
Yeah.
But you can't find it anywhere else.
Wow.
So, which is kind of weird. But on Disney Plus this month, Ernest Scared Stupid. Or no, sorry. Ernest Saves Christmas. Ernest Scared Stupid was last.
Definitely one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yep.
Oh, Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree.
Just gets repeated.
Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree,
So
oh,
good.
Christmas tree. That movie is funny and a very good Christmas movie.
Oh yeah.
Like it's
Big
actually funny. It's like in the same way that like Christmas Vacation is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Super sentimental on Christmas.
Yep.
But absolutely hysterical.
Yep. Same thing for sure.
Ernest Goes to Camp.
Yep. And let's see, Ernest Goes. Man, I just haven't seen it in a long time. But if I watched it again, I would sit down and watch the entire thing, probably twice, because it's so.
Are
funny.
those the only two that are high quality?
For the most part, Ernest Goes to Jail was kind of,
Yeah.
but that was like after. Well, Ernest Scared Stupid, that was pretty high quality.
Okay.
Because I remember that being in theaters.
Okay.
But I think the rest of them were like straight to video, basically.
I can't wait to watch this movie now. The Saves Christmas.
Oh, I know, dude.
Best Santa Claus too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yep. I can't remember his name, but the perfect guy
Yeah.
for Santa Claus. But
I love that I was telling my wife this. I was like, I don't know how, but Nathan and I cross over on the Venn diagram so often. Like our
we do.
interest, like we have different
No
lives
doubt.
and different interests and
Sure.
different backgrounds.
Uh-huh.
But it's like, I don't know another person in my life I can talk about Ernest with.
Yeah.
I don't
That is
know
kinda
another
true.
person in my life that I can talk about hair metal.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and actually talk about hair metal.
Yeah,
Not just like, it's just weird that
Yeah.
I don't know how that matches up. It's
I know.
It's super
Yeah.
super random.
Mhm.
Anyway, nice one, dude.
Yeah. Check out just Camp Kiki. Know what I mean, Vern?
good. Know what I mean, Vern? All right, my number 2.
Yes, sir.
My number 2, almost number 1.
Mm.
Struggle with this one slightly.
Okay.
My number 2, Coming to America.
Oh, yeah.
Cause that's just so long. Let's see if we can.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Just let your soul go. Just let it shine through. Just let your soul go.
Come on.
Wow.
Who is that?
I don't know. He should have been in a hairband, though.
Gosh, man.
Dang.
That was
Went
one
to
of the
the
best
raptor.
vocals ever. Also,
So good.
Family Force 5, the lead singer, his name was Soul Glow Activator because of this.
That's right.
Some of my notes on this one was obviously
Nice.
Soul Glow.
Yeah.
One of the best fish out of water movies
Mm-hmm.
ever, this movie.
Yeah.
So much of this movie I cannot quote.
True.
But definitely McDowell's,
Oh, my gosh.
like just acting like it wasn't a
a
rip off of McDonald's. It's
Yeah.
like, they got the Big Mac. I got the Big Mick. They got the golden arches. I got the golden arcs. He says one other thing. It's like, oh,
Dude, so good.
They have a sesame seed bun. My bun has no seeds. And I would
Yes.
say, by the way, the real life McDonald's was a Wendy's in Queens. That was pretty funny.
Oh, really?
Wow. Or it's real life McDowell's. I don't know if I said that.
Okay.
Gotcha. Probably the funniest parts for me were the barbershop scenes
Oh, my gosh.
when he was talking about Cassius.
All played by Eddie Murphy.
I know. He was talking about Cassius Clay and Joe
Yeah.
Lewis.
And a young Cuba Gooding Jr. was sitting in the chair.
That's a good point.
Getting
Yeah.
his haircut. But he was like 6 inches away from cutting any hair. He just kept clipping the scissors and he was around his head like, wasn't even cutting anything.
I like the scene though where he's like, Joe Lewis is the best there ever was.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, well, what about Cassius Clay? And the guy goes, he got a good point. Cassius Clay was a bad motherfucker.
Hey, I ain't saying Clay ain't bad. I'm just saying I stopped liking Cassius Clay once you changed the name to Muhammad Ali.
Oh, yeah, that was Arsenio.
yeah, that's right. And he says, then the one guy, I can't remember which characters, but one guy goes, what about Rocky Marciano? He's like,
Oh, yeah.
here we go. Every time I talk about Joe Louis, somebody got to bring up Rocky. You know.
Oh, there they go. There they go. Every time I start talking about boxing, a white man got to pull Rocky Marciano out their ass.
He's like, I met Frank Sinatra one time. He said Joe Louis lied about his age all the time. Frank Sinatra said Joe Louis was 137 years old.
One time, Frank Sinatra comes out here and sat down in this chair. And I said, Frank, you hang out with Joe Louis just between me and you. How old is Joe Louis? He said, hey, Joe Louis 137 years old. 137 years old.
And they're like,
oh my gosh.
You never met Frank Sinatra? And I got to cut this part out. He goes, you know what? And he's like, next.
Who's next?
I rewound that part so many times because
so good.
It's the closest thing to Nutty Professor.
Oh, big time.
You know, like that just
same dude, you know.
It's just like every time
playing those multiple parts just takes, back then anyway, took a lot of time. You can cut corners nowadays with the technology or whatever, but back then, man, you had to be like in the same spot, exact spot, you know, just like if you moved your head, you had to, you know, be the same position. Everything. It was just very, very detailed oriented.
Yeah.
And so it was hard stuff to do back then, but that those scenes, man, he beat Joe Louis.
Yes, he did beat Joe Louis. He's like, yeah, but Joe Louis is 75 years old.
Joe Louis was 75 years old when they fought.
I don't know how old he was, but he got it ass whooped.
One last
that's hilarious.
one last fun fact. I did not know this, and it makes so much sense. So the cast for the King and Queen was James Earl Jones, and Madge Sinclair, who also played the King and Queen in The Lion King.
Oh, that's right. I knew
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones did, but I totally forgot the wife did too. Wow. Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah, that's very cool.
So,
and then let's see. I don't have it on my. It should be on my list, but I didn't watch it until later anyway. So, but the what was it? It was when he came to America and he went to the barbershop.
Yeah.
Well, he was the who's next guy. Who's next?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, what you using this thing? Just juices and berries. Well, man, they ain't nothing but ultra perm. He's like, just make it nice and neat. Cuts his ponytail off. That'll be $8. Just done.
I also loved how when he was going after the girl, he was so proper about working at McDonald's, and he was like,
"Oh yeah."
He's like, I can't remember what he was saying, but he was so proper. He's like, I will be most obliged to take care of your garbage at the utmost urgency.
Right.
And then he keeps going back. He goes, when you think of garbage, think of Akeem.
Yes.
So good.
I love it.
All right.
God, great movie.
Honorable mentions.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
do some rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
Paper, scissors.
Let me do.
I didn't even do the paper. I technically beat you on that one, but you're going. All right.
The one you just mentioned, Coming to America, Beverly Hills Cop, Naked Gun, Vacation and Christmas Vacation. We brought that one up. Mr. Mom, Big, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Money Pit, Trading Places.
Yeah.
Princess Bride.
Yeah. There's so many.
Princess Buttercup.
Marriage.
God, so good. Turner and Hooch. Oh, another Steve Guttenberg. Short Circuit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, great movie.
Pull that one out for
my gosh. We gotta do a clip of that. Dude, I used to love that movie.
I know.
It was on TV all the time.
Yeah, it was.
Wow. Okay.
Johnny Five alive. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too?
Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too?
Nice, dude.
my favorite.
That was so good. Okay. I'm going to go through these quickly.
All right.
Spaceballs. This is Spinal Tap, When Harry Met Sally. Trading Places. Naked Gun. Police Academy.
Nice.
Caddyshack.
Nice.
Smokey and the Bandit.
Oh, dude.
Cannonball Run. Ghostbusters. You showed me this movie. Summer Rental.
Oh, yeah. John Candy.
Never seen that until you.
Yeah.
Planes, Trains, Automobiles, Great Outdoors, Three Amigos,
Nice.
Crocodile Dundee, Uncle Buck, Bull Durham, and that's it.
Nice.
Dude,
Nice.
so many good ones.
Yeah.
It was so difficult to do this.
Yeah.
So without any further ado, we're going to go to number one.
You know what it is.
Coolio, Cooley.
My number one is... you just mentioned it. Great Outdoors.
If you don't scrub that kitchen floor, you ain't gonna rock and roll no more. Yakety yak.
Don't go back.
Great Outdoors. Of course, that's your favorite.
Yeah. I grew up with that one. What Up to Third Presbyterian Daycare Center.
2 times in a row.
We watched that one all the time.
Wow.
It was between that and which the other one should be on my honorable mentions, but I forgot about it until now. Harry and the Hendersons.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep. There you go.
Y'all.
By your O face.
Here's the thing.
I can tell.
Yeah. You don't get this anywhere else in the Twerk Ethic Show.
No. Right?
Dude, between...
It's a click, click, click.
It's a click, 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 click.
ASMR, bro.
It's a nutcracker Christmas. That is an inside joke from The Office. If you know,
yeah,
you know.
Uh-huh.
Dude, between Short Circuit and Harry and the Hendersons, you've taken me so far back.
Yeah.
I want to start crying right now. God.
Yeah. Those were huge movies, but those were played constantly at my daycare. I just remember sitting in the
Mine was
cafeteria.
Homeward Bound.
Okay, yeah, gotcha. But I just remember sitting in the cafeteria most of the time watching one of those two movies. And I just remember The Great Outdoors just being so funny. And I was already a John Candy fan anyway. So I knew him. So that's why I was drawn to that movie anyway. Because I could have done something else, like, nap time or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what we were doing at that time. But when it was movie time, I was there. So, but we watched that one on our beach trip vacation. We have watched that one a couple times in the past few years or whatever. And it's funny for adults. It's funny for kids. I mean, I've liked it all this time, even when I was a kid, because they went on adventures and all that stuff. Because there was kids in the movie anyway. So that's what I was drawn to. And it was, and John Candy was, God bless his soul, one of the funniest human beings that I grew up with ever.
Yeah.
And so from
he's amazing.
Great Outdoors to Cool Runnings to Uncle Buck, you just mentioned that, and just a ton of other movies. Rookie of the Year, he was the announcer.
Totally was.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's like, we got more talent in the stands than we do in the field. Who threw that? Just his timing, dude. It was so good, man. So,
yeah.
Just trying to remember there's so many good scenes in that movie.
Suck My Wake.
Suck My Wake. Yep.
All right.
How about that, huh? We're gonna be scraping the bugs off our teeth with this baby Ben, what?
The boat, grilling out. He's like, no relative of mine's going to grill hot dogs. You know what hot dogs are made of? Lips and assholes.
Hot dogs. Okay. They make those things out of, huh, Chet? Lips and assholes.
Oh man, it's so good. Him and Dan Aykroyd, gosh, they were
they're perfect together.
Yeah, so good.
They were perfect. All right, it's time for my number one.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait. JT's number one.
I want to make sure this is in the 80s. Just because I had it. It is. Oh, thank God, barely. 1980. Okay. My favorite.
1980?
Yeah.
Barely?
Well, in terms of made it in the 80s.
Oh, I got
yeah.
you. So
and it was
okay, I got you. Yeah.
All right.
That's true.
The movie Airplane.
Oh, yes.
This is what I meant earlier about
That's a good one.
Literal humor. In the cockpit.
Is that satire? Is that what that means?
So what I would say with like literal humor is, so for example, in this movie, he has a quote unquote drinking problem.
Yeah.
And so instead of it being like a drinking problem, he basically takes a glass and he pours it all over his face because he can't. And it's like, oh, you literally
have a drinking problem.
That's what I mean.
You can't drink.
By literal humor.
Yeah, yeah.
And that, as much as anything else, led to my drinking problem.
Another one was like when they're in the cockpit and their names are Clarence, Roger, and Victor. He's like,
we have clearance, Clarence. Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
we have clearance, Clarence. Roger. What's your vector, Victor?
Oh my gosh. And he's two of the best straight men.
Oh my God. Ever.
Lloyd Bridges.
Yes.
And Leslie Nielsen.
Just fantastic.
Top notch. And even the pilot, I can't remember his name. His name's blanking me right now, but he was that guy too.
And then you had Kareem in that.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was a co-pilot.
I'm trying to think of the guy you're talking about. Well, Lloyd Bridges was the guy that wasn't in the plane.
Yeah, he was an ATC.
I'm trying to think of the guy. It doesn't really matter. He was great. And in fact, when he turned out to be like a creep and the little kid, the little kid came in there and he goes, "So kid, you like to see grown men naked?" It's so ridiculous.
I know. And the autopilot was a blow-up doll.
Yeah. And speaking of Lloyd Bridges, my favorite thing that went across the whole movie, it just kept getting worse and worse. He's like, "I picked the wrong day to quit drinking." And then later he's like, "Picked the wrong day to quit amphetamines." And then the last one, he's like,
"I picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue."
And he sniffs it and he just dies. So dumb.
Wow.
Of course, surely you can't be serious. I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Leslie Nielsen.
And then
one more.
Absolute best. One more quote I have here.
Okay.
Again, literal humor.
Yeah.
So he's talking to two people at the same time. He's talking to Leslie and the girl, I can't remember her name. And they were like, "Can you fly the plane?" Blah, blah. He's like, "Well, I flew these planes back in the military, but like, this is an entirely different kind of flying altogether." And they went,
"It's an entirely different kind of flying."
Because it was like
altogether.
Yeah, altogether.
Almost was that you telling me that.
I know, dude.
It's like, oh my gosh.
It's so funny. That's what I'm talking about. It's almost dad joke.
Yeah. Oh, big time.
God, it's so clever.
Yeah.
So,
man, that's a good one. Wow.
Revenge of the Nerds, Major League, Coming to America,
Mm-hmm.
and Airplane. We did not repeat. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yours were
Police Academy, Three Amigos, Ernest Goes to Camp, Great Outdoors.
So, dude, you watch. If we're on the deserted island together,
yeah,
we have those 8 movies to watch.
No, we're set.
Laughter forever. All right.
Yes, sir.
That's all she wrote, my friend.
I like it.
We should probably give a shout out to Cannon Plumbing.
Oh, let's do it.
And Lauren Jabbar before you do.
Cannonball Plumbing.
Thanks, Cannon. You're the best.
Yep.
Appreciate you. Everything you do. If you need a plumber, stop looking. Like at all.
Right.
Just trust me.
Yeah.
Trust Cooley. Don't forget to call Cannon Plumbing.
Yeah. Or go to the website.
Yep. I think it's cannonplumbing.com.
Boom.
Thank you, Clint. And then Cooley would like to give a shout out to Lauren Jabbar.
Yeah, I would. Congrats on your new job in VATV. You look exceptional. Bye. Peace.
I love the 80s.
Ooh, I gotta go to the bathroom. It's the Twerk Ethic Show. It's the Twerk